Hello everyone, welcome back. Have you ever thought to yourself, man, I really want to start a business? Or perhaps you've been just completely overwhelmed with the opportunities that are around you. You're like, what the heck do I choose? How do I do this? Well, if you have, you're in luck. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing Noah Kagan's book, $1 Million Weekend. And by the end of it, you're going to have all the ingredients, all the steps that you need to take in order to not only just start a business, we're talking big business. You'll have the steps to start a $1 million business in a weekend. But before we go any further, we need to talk about what this video is, what this video isn't, and I want to just say hello to all the people that are joining me for the first time. What you've stumbled upon is my journey of learning, and right now I am currently going through a bunch of books on business. So if you're interested in books on business, stick around because I'm going to be doing a video every single week, maybe even multiple times a week, who knows? Just talking about books on business. I'm trying to learn, you're here to learn, we're going to learn together. We're gonna have a great time. But let's get to I just threw the book. I need that. But like I mentioned, let's get to what this video is and what it is not. So this video is not how to make $1 million in 48 hours. If you want to make $1 million in 48 hours, go rob a bank. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, can I? This is not a video on how to get rich quick. This is not a foolproof method of how to start a business and have it be perfect. No, this is me just exploring Noah Kagan's book and bringing you along on the journey. But I can guarantee you by the end of it, you're gonna have a better understanding of what it actually means to start a business and how we tend to really overthink it. And I love you, but I'm gonna take this jacket off now. Because it's hot. I thought it would be sweet. I thought it'd be sweet to start with the jacket on because it's more business focused. We're gonna go through 5 different steps of how to start a $1 million business, and it's really not as hard as you think. But the first thing that you need to do in order to start a $1 million business, step 1, is identifying a $1 million problem. Now, what is a $1 million problem? Well, I'll present one to you that I think is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that we haven't solved this as a species yet, but printers. This is a printer over here. Printers are huge. They're heavy. They're ridiculous. They're unbelievably expensive, and they're wildly clunky. Why has no one solved this problem? The process of making a printer that is just as functional as a huge printer, but shrinking it down. Why has no one solved that problem? That is what I would call a $1 million problem. But that really is step 1 of how to come up with a business idea that's gonna change the world. No, how to come up with a business that really is going to help a ton of people is you have to identify what are the problems that people are facing. And again, I can't stress this enough. In order to find a $1 million idea, you have to solve a $1 million pain point. But to solve a $1 million pain point is you have to be aware of the world around you. Anyways, that is step 1. Step 2 is that you actually have to vet the market. So step 1 is that you have to identify the problem. Step 2 is figuring out if that problem is large enough to solve. Large enough to solve in order to scale a business to $1 million. I didn't add that, and I feel like it's kind of important. Back to the video. And the way that you do this, one of the things, I'll put it up here on the screen, is that you can use Google Trends. Now, Google Trends help identify how many times someone has searched a certain thing. And through this, you have to identify, is the market growing? Is the market shrinking? And the simple reason for that is because step 3, you have to do the math. If you've identified the problem, which is step 1, and you recognize the market viability, which is step 2, then you have to just run the numbers. So let me make this as simple as humanly possible. And this is exactly what Noah Kagan did. This is exactly what Noah Kagan did in his book. He identifies, okay, if there's a problem, let's see how many people have that problem, if it could actually be $1 million business. This is a brief intermission by Daniel. If you're enjoying this video, please feel free to share it with somebody. Like, comment, subscribe. It really does help with all like the algorithm stuff. You know, I hate working the system. I hate the machine. But at the end of the day, in order for me to grow, in order for me to continue to provide content that is hopefully valuable to you, I need people to be interacting with this stuff. And so if you are enjoying this, if you do find it helpful, share it with a friend or two. Let them know, hey, there's this guy yapping about business books, and he's gonna keep yapping about business books. So maybe we go on his journey of learning. But anyways, I don't wanna take up too much of your time. Back to Daniel yapping about the steps on how to start a $1 million business. See ya. So let me walk you through this as simply as possible. I've got a piece of paper here because I thought it'd be cute if I did a little visual for you. So this is the market size. Let's say that there are 10,000 people who are looking to find a better printer. As I mentioned, printers are clunky, they're ridiculous. It's the sake of the example. So this is the market size. Let's say you've got 10,000 people who are looking for a new printer. And let's say the cost of the product, you invent this phenomenal printer. Let's say it's $1,000. Can you be reasonably sure that you can make $1 million? Well, the simple answer is yes. If you've got a product for $1,000 and you've got 10,000 people who are looking to buy that product, then ta-da! You've got a $10 million company. But let's say you're trying to sell a new lamp, or you're trying to sell a new lampshade, and you've only got 1,000 people are looking for it, and you're only going to sell the lampshade for $20. You've only made $20,000, or your business has only made $20,000. I'm talking about revenue, not necessarily profit, and we don't need to delineate that too much. This is about, we're flying at 30,000 feet right now. We're playing, we're up in the stratosphere, we're having fun with it. Anyways, so that's step 3. You actually have to run the numbers. Is it a viable business? Could you actually make $1 million if you were to be successful? Now, that's all fine and good. Step 1, you found the problem. Step 2, you've identified if there's a market viability. Step 3 is that you've actually run the very quick and dirty numbers if it could become $1 million business. And now step 4 is you have to validate that idea. And this is, Noah Kagan talks about this ad nauseum. You should pick up the book. It's brilliant. But he says it like this. If you get 3 people to give you money for your idea within 48 hours, then you have validated the business idea. And you can find those people wherever, whether they be on your email list, or whether they just be friends, or whether they be people on Facebook Marketplace. If you put something out there and people are willing to pay money for it, within 48 hours, 3 people, there's a good chance that it could be successful. But let's get really practical with this. Let's say that you have an idea and you've run the numbers and it works, and there's enough people in the market space that you're looking in, and you're going, oh, okay, this could actually work. First thing you're gonna wanna do is reach out to some of your friends. Hey, so-and-so, I'm starting this kind of a business with this kind of a service. Is this something you'd be interested in? I'm running a deal for the first 30 people who sign up. This is the cost. Let me know what you think. Here's my Venmo if you're interested in the service or the product or whatever. If you get over 3 or 4 people who are like, count me in, that means you have validated the idea, and it could very well work. But this is also the step that you tweak things, that it evolves and it pivots. The example Noah gives, which I think is awesome, is that someone wanted to start a dog walking company. They're like, oh, this is a great idea. This will be super successful. So what he did was he reached out to 3 of his friends who own dogs. Hey, can I walk your dog? And they were like, well, we don't really need any help walking our dog. And that's a point of learning. It goes, okay, they don't really need help walking their dog. Follow-up question. Well, what are some of the challenges that you're facing with owning a dog? Well, when we're traveling, we find it really difficult finding people to watch our dogs. And so the person in this example, he goes, oh, when are you traveling next? He gets the dates and he goes, oh, I can watch your dog. If you want to pay me up front, I'll make sure to be there. And they send him the money. They have locked in money on a business that he hasn't even started yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm hitting the mic, I'm throwing it around. But step 4 is going to save you, so much money, so much wasted time trying to launch businesses that may or may not be successful. If you just reach out to people in your close sphere, you can very quickly and reliably validate if the idea is going to be successful or if it's going to be a flop. Why spend so much money on ideas that you're unsure about? And this is what they talk about. And this is something I'm learning from these books on business. It's like, you just got to start, you got to go for it. And this leads very seamlessly into the last step, which is step 5. It's launching. You just gotta go for it. You collect the money and then you deliver the product or the service. You say, all right, well, now I've got 5 people who have paid me for this thing that I just came up with today. How do I deliver this? But anyways, those are the steps. That's how you come up with $1 million business idea. The first step is you identify the problem. Then you try to check the market viability if there's enough people that are gonna do it. Then step 3 is you run the numbers. You make sure it's all right, that financially it could actually be $1 million business. Step 4 is validating that idea, reaching out to the people around you, seeing if they would actually buy the product. And step 5 is launching. It's going for it. It's collecting the money, delivering the service or the product. So that's how you start $1 million business. Please don't let me become like a business bro. Don't let me do that. I have to keep my silly creativeness in this channel because I want it to be fun. I want it to be engaging still. I don't want it to be like, this is how you make $1 billion. It's like, no, we're just here to learn. We're here to figure things out. And eventually maybe we start businesses. But right now, we just watch YouTube videos. You just gotta go for it. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to pick up the book below. And not only pick up the book, it would actually mean a ton to me. If you shared this with a friend, if you liked, if you commented, it really does mean the world to me. And it helps with all the algorithm boring stuff. Anyways, thanks so much for watching and I will see you later. Bye.